Hello, everybody. Welcome to Silent Podcast, where we're anything but silent. My name is Sabrina, and I am your host of I'm Pleased to Tell You, the Amazing Race podcast. And I'm here with my lovely co host, Miss Janelle. How are you this afternoon?
Hey, I'm good. I thought this was another good episode. I feel like the last several have been really, really good.
Mhm.
So I'm excited to talk about it.
I am very sad that you were not here last week to talk about last week's episode because it was so ridiculous. And me and Isaiah were just like, we just know that Janelle is like totally campaigning for Taylor no matter what.
Yeah.
And I
Yes, I
must hear your
was.
side. I must hear. What do you think?
I mean, like of the overall episode.
Of her reasoning and like being upset but like at the U-turn vote when she was like it's so hard being a female in this race and then proceeding to U-turn vote the only all-female team left.
Well, you guys know that I watch. I mean, when they U-turn them, I like, well, that's dumb. But I also understand that it was a burn vote. From what I've read and all I've gathered, everybody from conversations that happened at the airport that weren't on air thought that the other teams were targeting Jag and Jazz, Tucker and Eric.
Mhm.
So their assumption was that nobody else is voting for Izzy and Paige. They did not want to vote for anybody else, I guess. So they were burning it on them. They did not expect them to be U-turned. And also, how do I explain it? Like some other stuff that I read, mainly from Kyland, was talking about along the race, him and her talked basically in their interviews to production about how they thought things weren't fair, but at the same time they weren't going to do a cookout type of thing and put their games on the line to try to set the game straight, if that makes sense.
No, it does.
So they're like, yes, we advocated, we talked about it, but at the same time, we're not going to give up our game or make choices that are going to ruin our game because anything we do in this single leg might help somebody on this leg, but it isn't going to impact the show as a whole or impact how production does things as a whole. That's really what they were talking about. They shared that they'd advocated for that all throughout the race.
Okay.
So, but at the same time, like I said, weren't willing to like, yeah, but I'm going to give up this. It like when the cookout did it, it resulted in what they wanted. It
Right.
resulted in a black winner happening. They didn't feel like anything that they can do in a single leg was going to change the culture of the show, that was a production thing and all they could do was talk about it. So I understand how people think it's hypocritical, especially if you don't pay attention to the behind the scenes stuff. But also, Big Brother fans, we know we get a snippet of what happens. We know we get a snippet of the in and edit. We don't have live feeds, of course, but that's why I take time to learn things that happen behind the scenes. So that's my perspective on it. I understand how people think it's hypocritical. I myself was like, but I also understand in their minds they were just burning a vote. They weren't
Yeah.
going to be returned and it wasn't going to negatively impact the only other all female team. So
Right. And like I
that's my take.
understand like the burn vote part of it. Like that, like I get that. Like, of course, like throw it on somebody that you know is not gonna get you turned, whatever. I think it's
Yeah.
just the way the edit was where it was like, I'm a female, like that's terrible. And then doing it was just like, what is happening
Yes.
here? Like this is
Yes.
crazy.
I You can't say anything about that. It just didn't look good, right? I
Right,
completely
right.
understand. Yes, I completely understand that. But like I said, I listen to the behind the scenes stuff so I can have a better understanding. And also, just for everybody, Joseph and Adam included, and Chelsea and Jack, I thought every single vote from everybody should have went to Jag and Jazz and Tucker and Adam. If Taylor and Kylan and also Joseph and Adam weren't playing with loyalties in mind, right? Because at first, Joseph and Adam burned a vote on Chelsea and Jack.
Mhm.
Taylor and Kylan burned a vote on Izzy and Paige. Had neither one of them done that, Taylor and Kylan at least wouldn't have been U-turned, right? Because Joseph and Adam wouldn't have had a chance because there wouldn't have been a tie.
Mhm.
So they're still playing with trying to be loyal to people that they feel they're playing with, which I just think was a bad call here. But that's
At the game is crazy. Like to be like 6 people left and to do a loyalty thing, like every single vote should have been Jag and Jazz and Tucker and Eric. Like
yeah.
100%.
Yeah. So that's also a mistake on their part, like both of those teams, and
Mm-hmm.
Chelsea and Jack too, because they threw a vote to Taylor and Kylan. But I it's easy for me to say because I've not played these games and I don't have long lasting relationships with these people. That's easy for us to stay from home. We want them to be like game, 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 game,
Of
game, game,
course.
game, right? But strategically, if you want to win, that's what every single team should have done, in my opinion.
Yep.
Shouldn't have been to anybody else. You don't need to burn votes. And look,
Nope.
Taylor and Kylan were loyal to Jag and Jazz, and they were not loyal to them. Do you know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
Jag and Joss voted for Taylor and Kylan, which contributed
Mm-hmm.
to them getting U-turned, you
Mm-hmm.
know? And I know that Jag overheard a conversation that Taylor and Chelsea had coincidentally about production and women teams and all these things. And I guess Chelsea said to Taylor, who do you think's going to get U-turned? She's like, Taylor's like, it's probably going to be the boys. She wasn't going to do it, but that was her assumption.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we saw what happened. Strategically, I just thought it was a bad idea. I understand how people think it's hypocritical. I'm glad I was not here to talk about it with Isaiah. I'd much rather talk about it with you. But that's my perspective on it.
And then like I've told you like before several times, I really appreciate that you go so deeply behind the scenes and you really get all the tea that like I don't really look for that often. And so to hear it from
Yeah.
you, it really does like open up like all the perspectives of like what actually was happening, like why the decisions were being made, and it just makes it more cohesive instead of just like a
Yeah.
choppy edit.
Yeah. Like I said, Big Brother fans, you guys know how we can watch live feeds and then see how
Mhm.
they feed us it in the edit.
Yes.
Them specifically should be I don't want to say judgmental, but you know more went down that we didn't see. It's not just
Right.
what they show us. So instead
Right.
of hopping on people or beating people up online, take a step back. It's just a TV show. If people mess up and make bad moves and it causes them their game, that's their fault. There's no need to go on the attack towards anybody on the cast. It's not that serious.
No. Truth. Okay, so we get to the next leg of the race, episode 10. And our starting point is, I keep saying, oh, it's getting closer and closer together, but this is, I think, legitimately the closest it's been between first and last off of the pit start. We
Yeah.
have Jag and Jazz at 11:16 p.m. And then our last team, Kylan and Taylor, leave at 12:13 a.m. So it's barely an hour in between first and last, which is crazy
Mm-hmm.
because we've had episodes of it being like 3 to 6 hours. So everybody is definitely in the top tier of this season, and not for just luck either. Like every team has been very strong going forward.
Yeah. Yep. I agree.
So they find out that they're going to Milan, Italy, and they have to book one of two flights. And Kyle and Taylor get very unlucky. They are the only team to be on the second flight, but it's only about an hour ish, 40 minutes to an hour difference. So it's not like devastating, but I would still
Mhm.
be frustrated too. Like to be the only person on that flight, that would really suck.
Yeah, because you feel like, damn, like you have to work extra hard, or I feel like you feel extra pressure just to catch up, and you have no idea
Yes.
what you're gonna get, you know?
Hmm. So that would be a big bummer. And we find out this lake is a self-driving lake. Yay! So we're gonna see Chelsea and Jack get lost. like, like what's new? Oh, they
Yes,
cannot catch a freaking break.
like we consistently say, they get there and they do fine. Like they do fine at the challenges. It's the getting there that they struggle with.
Yes, yes, and they acknowledge that as well on this episode, I believe. Like they were like, we're good at the challenges, we're great, and we just can't freaking get there. And it's just, yeah, I don't know what they need to do to turn that around, but it's just not helping them. They have to drive themselves to Rotunda della Besana for their next clue. And they also mentioned that Milan is one of like the fashion capitals of the world. And I had never really seen photos of Milan before, and it looks really pretty. Like it was a really cool
Very.
place they went to.
Yeah.
Just had to mention that. So they get to their first challenge. It is a roadblock, and it's called "Who Wants to Pin Their Hopes on This Roadblock?" And so they get to this little like circular like kind of courtyard area,
Very
and
pretty.
there's a it's gorgeous, and the flowers were beautiful. I just kept looking at them the
Mhm.
whole time. They had to replicate a floral dress from a mannequin that was up like on a staircase, so they had to just basically just replicate it. So making sure they have the right number of flowers, the right type of flowers, and the right placement on this mannequin. And the performers of the roadblock was Izzy, Jack, Jazz, Adam, and Kyland. And this roadblock seemed like obviously it wasn't physically demanding. It was more of like a detail oriented type roadblock. But we had some issues, particularly Adam, because of the heat and his diabetes and just the whole thing together. Like he was really struggling with his health in that moment and had to take a lot of breaks, had to go. They even moved his mannequin into the shade at one point because it was just too
Mhm.
hard for him. And
Yeah.
whenever they did that for him, I was like, why can't all the mannequins be in the shade? Like we clearly had room to do this. Like why are they
Yeah.
in the like blasting sun? And all I could think about too was the judge that was there, like the woman with like the purple like flowers and stuff. I was like, is she not
Mhm.
sweating her butt off too? Like is she good? Like it just seemed like I could imagine getting so sunburned during this roadblock. And Paige even was like, "Oh, Izzy's gonna get burnt to a crisp," and I was like, "That's me. Like I would
Yeah.
be so burnt." And you you could already see the redness on her arms. I was like, "Oh my god, I just couldn't
Yeah.
imagine. Like that would suck so bad."
Yeah. It looked, I mean, I thought when I saw the flower dress, I'm like, "Oh, that's gonna be hard. That there's gonna be more to this." I thought it was hard. Like, I think, Jazz did it like 12 times, like 12 checks before he got
Yes.
it, like,
Mhm.
counting and recounting. A lot of people went through a lot of checks. I don't know if they knew at the very beginning that they had to have the exact number of flowers maybe, and they learned that
Oh.
through trial and error, because I don't know if the clue said that. And
Mm.
also, Izzy shared online that, like, the hotter it got and the hotter the flowers got, they would just fall off. Like, their plausibility, like, them staying together, they were just like the petals were falling off, so
Oh my gosh.
she's like, "The longer we did it, the harder it was because the flowers were, like, falling apart."
Yeah, because like every time like the flowers would come off of like the little like wire netting, like for like the dress part, like the lower half, like there was like nothing to like pin them to it. It's like you could pin it on like the mannequin itself, but the
Yeah.
actual like little cage thing was like they just had to stick a stem in it. So like that would be
Yeah.
super hard. Like I would get so frustrated.
Yeah, I would not be good at that one, and I was actually surprised or happy that when Taylor and Kylan did get there, all the teams were still doing the roadblock, every single one of
Yes.
them. I think Jess finished up pretty soon after they arrived, but
Hmm.
still, like, I was like, "Dang, that's how long it was taking people." You know?
Yes.
Even if they
Yeah.
were an hour or so behind, it was taking people a pretty long time to get that done.
Right.
I know she
And
said her dad worked on the flowers for 3.5 hours.
are you serious?
That's what she said online. 3.5 hours. I did not expect that at
Wow,
all.
that's wild. I didn't think it'd be that long either.
Yeah, I wish we had, like, I know that they probably don't tell us how long things take because they like to mess with the edit and make it look like things are close when they aren't always
Yes,
necessarily
yes.
close. But I wish there was a way they could give a little time clock, at least as to how long somebody had been focusing on a
They
challenge. Because
totally should, like, because they do it on Survivor all the time where it's like time elapsed, or even in Big Brother, they'll say time elapsed, whatever. It's like,
yeah, that's all we
why can't we
need.
have yeah, and especially when it's like a really challenging like challenge and multiple people are there for a long time, they should be like time elapsed an hour or whatever. You don't have
Mhm.
to do it like constantly, but just like give us a little hint sometimes. Like it makes it more
Right.
like just like it kind of puts us in their shoes a little bit more of like how difficult it really is. And to hear that
Right.
it was 3.5 hours is insane.
I know. I was
That's
blown away by that.
crazy.
So I
Oh my
wonder how
God.
long it took everybody in that case. But yeah, when she said that, I was like, wow, that's a long time. That's a really long
Yes.
time.
Like ridiculous. And then whenever Kylan was like basically did it in like an under an hour, that's why I was like, oh, maybe it took everybody else like an hour and a half or something. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know. But like,
He
nope.
breezed through that. I think he got it by his second attempt.
I think he did. I think it was 2 times, which is like
Yeah.
that's on par for him for sure.
Yeah. He's good at that detail stuff.
Definitely. But yeah, I that's just like seeing them all sit on the bench in the middle of the sun just like made me like shrivel up. I was like I'd be like I'm gonna be sitting in the corner in the shade waiting for my person if it's not me doing the roadblock.
Yeah, because if you don't have your own sunscreen, you would just be out of luck.
Oh, I'd be screwed. Yeah, like I'd
Yeah,
be like packing so much sunscreen.
and they said that that was the most sun they had seen, like, on the race. They hadn't had
That
that much,
is
and that was the
also
hottest day.
crazy.
Yeah, I don't think they had the best weather conditions.
Because they film this like even when you see them like they're running around with like ponchos and jackets and stuff and yeah for it to be that hot was like definitely a new part of the race but they were filming this like late winter early spring
Yeah.
something like
Yes, you're
that.
correct. Yeah.
Okay, so this roadblock obviously gave some teams some trouble and but Adam does end up pushing through and finishing and so far he's okay so
Yeah.
we move on to the next task. So their next clue, all right. So their next clue, they have to go to a castle, which is super cool.
Yeah.
And they find out that it's another roadblock. So with this roadblock, so sometimes whenever it gets to the end of a season, they'll start to say, okay, this partner has to complete this roadblock because you have to have an even split of roadblocks between you and your partner before you get to the final leg.
Yeah.
And so I was expecting for that to start happening at this time because there's 2 roadblocks in the episode, but nobody got that cue. Like nobody said they had to do it. So it looks like they're doing a pretty good job at like evenly splitting their tasks with each other.
I think that's
And
why Adam did that one, because he did it, right?
yeah, he did. So Adam ended up
Yeah.
doing both roadblocks, and
Yeah. He
I
needed
wonder
to.
if it's right, because I feel like they could have been in trouble next episode if he didn't do it. But I was surprised that he did do it because
Right.
of how crappy he was feeling beforehand.
Right.
So
Agree
that was really,
completely.
really
And I was like,
surprising.
"Oh."
But I mean, hey, good for him for pushing through.
Yeah, that was hard to watch.
Yeah.
That's just no fun to watch. So I really feel for them. But I was glad he pulled it out. Like he stuck at it, he did it, he completed it, and they weren't in last place. So like he did it, you know.
Right.
So I was proud
Yeah,
of him.
seriously. Exactly. He did great. Is he older or younger than Joseph?
Younger. I
Okay, but how
believe
much?
there's 4 of them, and Adam is the baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just curious about that because I'm thinking about their dynamic of like Joseph being like you're being like the older sibling kind of dynamic of like
Yep.
I'm gonna make sure you're good, like don't do this if you're not good, and I'm just being
Yes.
like I can do this.
Yep. Yes, Joseph is the oldest, then he has a twin brother and sister, and then Adam is the baby.
Okay, that's almost
Yeah.
like my family. I'm the oldest, and then I have a middle sister, and then there's twins that are the babies. So this roadblock, most other teams do decide to switch and have the other person do the task, except for Adam. He's the only one who does both. And they have to complete a replica of the tower, like on the outside of the castle that they're in. And then after that, they have to go on a wooden horse and joust 4 rings. And this one looked kind of fun. I feel like this was like a pretty straightforward roadblock.
Yeah. It wasn't too hard. All the teams like got through it pretty quickly, but it was fun when we got down to the 2 last teams, Taylor and Kylan and Chelsea and Jack. They were
Yes.
battling like 2 winners, 2 female winners battling like right next to each other. And Taylor is lucky that she had like a little bit of a heads up and Jack and Chelsea got lost. because I don't know if she would have completed it before her if she hadn't had a step up, because Chelsea is good at puzzles. She was great in Big Brother at them, and she was like caught up to Taylor pretty quickly. And Taylor struggled at the beginning of that puzzle.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
and then they both missed a ring. I'm like, I think Chelsea did. I know Taylor did. I'm like, how do you
Yes.
miss a ring?
I like whenever Taylor started struggling, I was like, oh my God, she's gonna pass her. Oh my, this is crazy. Like, we're gonna get like a real battle. But I mean, obviously we know the outcome, but it was great to see it happen, because normally it's not that close at the end like that. Like, even like the last
Right.
episode too, like it's been so close at the end, and it's just been way more entertaining to watch.
Yeah, agreed.
But yeah, all the people who do the roadblock, they do a pretty good job. Like, there's a couple that miss like one or two rings here and there, but most people get it very quickly. There's not like any issues there. And I wholly thought there would be a detour, because usually there's at least both. But then I was like, okay, well, there's two roadblocks, like maybe we're done. But no, there's another challenge. They
I
have to
know.
go to. I was like, what? So I feel like this season in general, there has been a lot more route infos
Yes.
than previous seasons, because normally the route infos are usually a very fast, like really easy, just like task to do. It's not so much like a challenge per se. Those
Yeah.
are usually for like the detours or the roadblocks, but there's some like whole ass challenges they've kind of had to do, including this one,
Yeah.
where they have to assemble a bridge. Like, like what?
Yeah, and that didn't look easy because you had to like lift it and tuck it and move it and make this arch. And I feel like in this race with the Big Brother people, there's just always been at the least three challenges that they have in some capacity. When in the past, I remember, just from my memory, there only being two.
Yes.
So I'm like, they all have like three tasks literally every single leg. I don't know why. It's different, but
Honestly, like, I think a lot of it maybe this season has to do with the fact that it is Big Brother people, and like they're just trying to make it more challenging in general.
yeah, maybe.
And maybe they're like more up for it than maybe some other people would be. I don't know. I mean, that's just kind of like my opinion, but I mean, it does make it for a more exciting, amazing race. And like, I personally really enjoy multiple challenges. And like, I really like how they're doing like hard things all the time, because it gives that drama of like, who's going to be next? Like, who's going to get eliminated? Like, and it keeps it like really wide open.
Oh, and wait, that what you're saying makes me want to digress. I'm so sorry because I thought the challenges last episode where we had U-turns were pathetic. Like
Oh my
they
gosh.
had
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Fair.
Oh, I was like, what is this? Like, I felt like in a leg like that, they should have had something like the flowers or like the bricks that they made, like something that took any amount of time or care. Like, or even if the last challenge, the Greek alphabet that was challenging for a lot of people, that should have been one of the tasks that they had to do as a U-turns team. I thought
We,
all they had to do was collect money and all they had to do was like taste olives. I was like, what kind of
yeah.
that's why the good teams were able to get back, and it's just that was
No,
very
we did.
frustrating to me.
Yeah. We did talk about, like, me and Isaiah, about how the two detours last episode were so like, what's even the word I'm thinking of?
Nothing.
Like they were so like not similar in difficulty, like at all. Like, going
Right.
to get the money was so stupid easy, and then going
Mhm.
to get the olives, like it wasn't like super hard, but it was a lot more time consuming. So like
Mhm.
that one was just like, they were just in a different league of
Yeah.
detours. And I agree, like they should have made like the flower one, something like that, as a detour, like one
Yeah.
like really detailed, time consuming one, or like
Yeah.
the brick one, like a super like physical, like
Yes.
tasking one.
They
So
needed something to slow that, like, it did not slow them down because they just
no.
sped right through them. It did, like,
Yes.
they completed them before Chelsea and Jack even got to their initial
That
one.
was so crazy. I was like, this is
Oh,
how it shows how strong those top 3 teams were, but
Mhm.
also it just makes it to where, yeah, like the U-turn was almost like
Pointless.
non-existent. Exactly.
Yes.
Correct. Correct.
The only reason that that strong team went home was because Tucker struggled to memorize.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like if it was not for that, oh, Chelsea killed that. Taylor got that, I think, on her second time, which she's so lucky that because Tucker was there like early on in that. So yeah,
Yeah.
I wanted to
Yes.
mention that since we were talking about the challenges and the fact that they
Yes.
have 3 every episode, those U-turn challenges were trash. Because the
Agreed.
last time Izzy and Paige and Rubina and Christine had to carry that heavy net for like a
Mm-hmm.
mile. Like give
Mm-hmm.
them something. So yeah, I was very disappointed in the caliber of challenges they had for that, considering it was and I don't even like that Joseph and Adam's thing was just they get a dummy vote.
Okay,
I
okay.
don't
I
know.
I will say, I did enjoy that as a penalty. Like that was something unique that they've never done before, and I kind of liked it. But at the same time, like normally when you get last, you have a speed bump, and it is an
Mhm.
extra task that you have to do. So
Yes.
I would overall rather it have been a speed bump because it just makes it
Yes.
more like challenging and difficult. But
Yes.
like it wasn't a bad idea to have the vote as like the penalty. It just didn't make it any different, which is annoying.
Nothing. No difference whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like they should have had an extra task for coming in last. They just got a vote. So and
Yeah.
still ended up not like
And this is why like I don't like the voting on the U-turn because
terrible.
it takes away from the essence of the race. I mean, it ended up like it was a great piece of television. It was great, but like again, it doesn't really add much more than that. Like it adds a little bit of drama and some chaos, but I would
Mhm.
much rather it be you get there first, you earned it, you can U-turn somebody else because that's how TV,
Absolutely.
that's how it always is. Like, come
Yes.
on, if I want to watch voting strategy, I'm gonna watch Survivor or Big Brother. That just, and I've said this so many times. Like, if I'm gonna
Yeah.
watch something like The Amazing Race, I want it to stay like that. I want it to be merit based. The best wins, no matter what. Screw voting, screw alliances. I don't care. I don't care about that
Yeah.
stuff in The Amazing Race.
Yeah.
Like, I just
Same.
want to. Like I just want to see fun challenges. I want to see people dominate stuff. I want to see the world. Like that's why I watch it.
Same, Sabrina.
So the last challenge of this episode, the third challenge they have, is to build a self-supporting bridge. It was originally designed by Da Vinci, so that's cool.
Yeah.
But this seems like something to where if you have seen it before, you can do it. And I don't remember who it was who had mentioned, oh, Paige. Paige had watched videos on this, like just coincidentally. And I was like, what? Like,
I
like how?
haven't.
I know. I'm like, how lucky is
Yeah.
that? Like, but
Yeah.
this challenge, I mean, everybody, you know, gets through it in basically the order they get to the challenge. And then we have another
Yeah.
showdown between Jack and Chelsea and Kylan and Taylor. And it's kind of looking like maybe Jack and Chelsea are going to pass Kylan and Taylor. And then we have the dramatic slow-mo of the collapse of the bridge. And I'm like, no, because you know it's done. You
Yeah.
know they're done. And I'm like, oh, that just sucks. Like, it's
Yeah.
like finally
Like
over for them.
it has to be so incredibly nerve-wracking knowing you're with the last team and this is like you got to get this done or you're going home. Like I
Yes.
can imagine that. I don't know how I would work under that kind of stress, you know?
I feel like you have to be almost like out of body for a minute. Like you have to like legitimately sit there and split yourself up between like I'm in race mode right now and I just can't be nervous. Like I just cannot let it get to me or else you're just done. Like you have to like compartmentalize your feelings or else you're out.
Yep. 100%.
God. And of course, the winners of this leg are Jag and Jazz once again. And Isaiah and I mentioned last week that Jag and Jazz or Tucker and Eric won every single leg except for the one that Natalie and Stephanie won. And that was because it was given.
They let them.
Yeah.
Insanity.
Like this is
insanity.
ridiculous.
Yes.
Like Jag and Jazz do not lose this show unless something like catastrophic happens, like a plane like delay or a car crash or literally anything out of their control is the only way they lose this race, in my personal
Yeah.
opinion. This is like
Yeah.
their domination is stupid.
Yeah. I mean, that's why it's so insane that we lost Tucker and Eric.
Yes.
Did. Like, and I honestly feel like even if maybe not, because he eventually got it if there wasn't a U-turn, but he was going to struggle on that challenge whether he was U-turned or not. He might have had a little bit extra time. But yeah, that challenge was hard. I do give it to them. I know the Greek alphabet because I'm also in a sorority, but I know them to recite them, not to recognize them.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, I feel like it would help me a little bit, but as far as like knowing this is alpha, this is beta, I would not know that.
And it was crazy how they flipped them up too, how they like scrambled them. I was like, ooh, that's tough. Like
that was not an easy challenge. I really
no, it
liked
wasn't.
Because like I wouldn't fail miserably because for some reason I have a horrible like short-term memory, but I can tell you exactly what happened in Heroes versus Villains from like day 1 to day 39. Like I could tell you details about confessionals, but I could not like memorize it like that in that kind of pressure. I would fail miserably at that.
I think I would do fairly well at that challenge, to be honest. But I think it's because I know a lot of the Greek alphabet from like life experiences. So I think I would like know a lot already, and so it would just be like not memorizing everything. Maybe that would help me. But I loved the Greece like episode. The whole lake was great. Like I would have loved to do that. But we're in Italy, and
sorry, we digress again. I wasn't here last week.
It was such a good episode last week. It was so good.
It was.
So order of finishing for this leg, we have Jag and Jazz, Izzy and Paige in second place. That's their highest place so far.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Joseph and Adam in third, and then Kylan and Taylor in fourth place. We have 2 episodes left. So next week we're going to get down to the final 3. And then the week after that is finale. And they're going to France this week. So we'll see how that goes. But I don't see Jag and Jazz not being in the final 3. But between the other 3 teams, I'm like, they're all really close to each other, and they all have their like strengths and weaknesses. And I'm like, I don't know who it's gonna be
in the final 3 with them. I think is gonna depend on what the challenges are, coincidentally, because in the preview, what sticks out in my memory is a dancing challenge, and that is not Kylan. That is not Kylan's strength whatsoever. And I've spoken about his iconic TikToks. He laughs so much for them, and it's kind of so bad it's endearing. Like I enjoy watching him because even though it's not good, he still puts his whole heart into it. But anyway, in the preview for the next episode, he's crying. So I don't know if he's crying because they're not getting it or crying from a leaf that they did get it. So
either way, it's not great.
I know. So it's really just going to depend. I feel like it's going to come down to what the challenges are and if a team is good or not good at those challenges. And also navigation is always in there, but that's what I'm thinking it's going to come down to.
Yeah,
you're with you. I don't see how Jag and Jazz are not in the top 3. It's just who is going to join them.
Yes.
And I like agree. Everybody. So I lose, like I lose no matter what. Like no matter who goes home next week, I'm going to be sad for that team because I've enjoyed everybody. Like I've literally enjoyed everybody, especially like in the back half.
No, it's been like, honestly, it's been a really fun cast. I mean, I know going into it, I was like, okay, like it's a little gimmicky because it's Big Brother people and whatever. But I mean, but they've played really hard, and we've had some really good teams that have been really good to watch, like really fun to see them do the challenges. So I've really enjoyed this season so far for it being like a special season. Like I've really liked it. So I'm definitely not happy to see whoever it is go, from the final 3. But I'm excited to see because I really don't know.
Right. Same for me. I love watching a show when I already know the cast, because
Mhm.
you don't have to spend time getting to know names and figuring out people and their personalities and whether or not you like them. You already know everybody coming in. So and I love Big Brother. It's literally my favorite competition reality. So I was like, Isaiah, I must talk about this. Like, message Sabrina,
So
like, I must talk about this.
literally, I
So
just asked like right before like officially dropped, when they we kind of get like a preview of who's on the cast, like on Twitter or whatever.
mhm.
Isaiah literally called me that day and was like, "Hey, so we're gonna podcast about the season of Amazing Race because it's all Big Brother people." And I was like, "Okay," and that was like a year ago or whatever. Like it was like
Yeah,
forever ago. So I mean, I'm glad there was some like hype for the season to like talk about it.
yeah.
And yeah, so I mean, it's definitely been living up to the expectation so far.
It's been fun. It's been really, really fun.
Yeah, I've definitely been enjoying it. Okay, well, that is this episode wrapped up, and we've only got 2 more left.
I
Crazy.
know.
Janelle, where can people find you, and are you doing anything else?
No, currently I'm just I started watching Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Do you watch this?
I do.
You do. So I stumbled into Whitney Levitt because she's on Dancing with the Stars.
Hmm.
Just so happened, I used to faithfully watch it. Now I'll just like peek in on people that I like if they happen to be on the
Yeah,
show. I don't really
same.
consume the whole show anymore. But she came across my timeline and I immediately was like, who is that? Because I was just drawn in by her dance. So good. I was like, who is that? Like every week I was going to look for her dances, and I just saw such like contention or vitriol towards her online, and I'm like,
Hmm.
what did she do? Because I was following her and her little TikToks and like the behind the scenes stuff that she would share, and I'm like, she seems cool to me. So I needed to understand the Whitney Levitt dynamic so I could put it in perspective in my brain, because I did not get it. So that's why I ended up diving into the show. I should have tweeted about it, but that's what I'm currently watching. I
Okay.
haven't gotten to season 3 yet, but
Yeah, I haven't seen season 3 yet either. I watched 1 and 2 when they first came out, like basically like as soon as they dropped. But then I haven't seen season 3 yet. It's just like it gets more and more ridiculous as it goes on. Like there's just more and more craziness, and I'm like, do I really want to watch this next season? It's just like
yeah,
so much.
yeah, it's not really my vibe. Like literally, competition reality is my cup of tea. This stuff,
Same.
I'm like, are we really? This is what y'all are arguing about? Like, this is what you're mad about? Like,
I
really?
know.
Yes. So, and then like coming from watching competition reality TV and then seeing Whitney's first season, who was the villain, I'm like, what are y'all really mad about? Like, so she didn't go to a baby shower. She left the group chat. Yeah, she's not the best communicator and she could definitely improve on taking accountability on some things, but like I
Right.
was expecting a damn devil. I was expecting like
Right.
this super villain that did all these terrible, nasty, vindictive things, and I was left still scratching my head on the Whitney Levitt hate. But
Yeah.
you see, she auditioned for Chicago and has gotten
Yes.
the main part and is about to be. I'm like, get it, Whitney.
I literally
I
saw that
hope.
today. I was like, damn, okay. Like,
Yes, that's what Dancing to the Stars led to for her. She's a great performer. So I'm rooting for her. She's a mom, just a regular mom that started doing TikTok dances, and she's made it onto Broadway. So I'm rooting for her. So
mhm.
anyway, I digress. That's what I'm doing right now. Janelle Michaud on everything. I'm currently watching Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
And then I'm at Sabrizi2492, mostly on Instagram. And what am I even watching right now? All this, the challenge. The challenge is about to end. There's like one more episode of that, and then Amazing Race is about to end. Survivor is getting close to the end, sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's really like the main things I'm watching right now. A lot of my shows don't come
Well,
back until like winter. Like The Traders is coming out in January, and then we've
mhm.
got House of Villains is coming out at some point
Yeah.
soon. Oh, I love House of
You watch
Villains.
that?
Oh, I love it.
No, I can't stand that one lady. New York cannot.
Oh, I love New York. What?
Oh, mm-mm.
She
She's
just
just
knows
not.
that she's on there for TV purposes, and like she just like flaunts it. And I don't, you know what? I respect that. I'm just like it's just fun. It's just goofy. She's so ridiculous, but like it just makes it really
Mm,
entertaining, and that's all it is.
mm. she's just not my favorite. Have
And
fun
that's
with New
fine.
York. Have
That's fine.
fun on your show. But that show is not one that I would probably go watch. But
Honestly, House of Villains is so dumb, but they make it dumb on purpose. And everybody on the cast, I'm sure they tell them, "Hey guys, make this as like campy and stupid as possible," and they run with it, and it's hilarious to me because you can tell that these cast members are like, "Oh, we're just trying to make this as goofy as we can," and that's why I like it
yeah,
so much because it's
I
so
think
ridiculous.
Tyson is on there, right?
He's on this next season, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nope, I'm still not. I like Tyson.
Honestly, the first two seasons have been actually better than I'd expected. So if you ever
Yeah.
get some downtime and you want to watch something, like it's worth a try.
Maybe.
It's worth a try. All right, guys. So we'll be back next week to talk about the second to last episode of the season. We're getting close to the finale, so hopefully it continues staying really entertaining. We've been loving it.
Yeah.
All right. We will see y'all on the next episode. Bye.
Bye, guys.